which way you end up going. And there's nothing else, and that other path will always kind of be there and unknown.
Honestly, Camille, thank you so much for the time. I really do appreciate it. Souls Road is just so lovely. It's so sweet and so fun.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a very sweet, feel-good movie. I couldn't
It
agree more with
it
that.
is. It is.
Hmm.
It really truly is. It's heartwarming. It's fun. It's the great music as well. And what
Oh
excited you
yeah.
to be a part of it?
Um, well, I think when the audition came in, it was an experience where the part aligned. So there was something in the two contrasting sets of sides they gave from the movie for the character Lindsay, and there was something about it which aligned with what I had been exploring in my training for the last couple of years, what I was starting to step into in my life, just in my experience as a woman in the world, and being able to take up a little bit more space and be a little more direct and clear, um, and a little less, people pleasing or looking to others for the answers. So there's something about Lindsay's experience in those capacities that I was finding myself in my own personal journey. And then the second set of sides included this like exuberance and joy and lightness and expansiveness, and that also really felt aligned to how I show up in the world. So yeah, th those qualities I think drew me to wanting to explore that, getting to have both sides exist instead of just one, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And certainly that's Lindsay's character. And she's
Yeah.
got this confidence as well. Like she's well established. She's got a great job. But what do you think drives her as a character?
I think her values, I think she has a really strong moral compass. And I think that's driving her in how she's living in the world. Um, I think she was betrayed and took that to heart because I think it goes against her values of what it is to be a good human being and how to show up in the world and in relation to people around you. I think she was doing kind of all the right things. And then this great betrayal happened anyways. Um, and so I think that's the drive at the end of the day, the moral compass. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like this, she seems very focused, and
Yeah.
until Ronan shows up and things change, of course, that throws
Yeah.
some things off.
Yeah.
Uh, what was that like working with Dallas? I know, he is this big rock star, country music star.
Hmm.
What was it like working with him on this? I couldn't find, I think this is his first acting role. I couldn't find any other
Yeah.
thing he'd done before. So for you having done this for so long and to bring him in, but what was that journey like?
It was really, really special and lovely. Um, Dallas had done, he spoke to his work in like doing music videos, and so he had a familiarity with on camera work. And like, of course, like through all of his music, he's exposed and he's in the public eye, and he's used to that kind of pressure that can exist also on a film set. Those are very parallel things. Um, and I can't speak to his journey. We've had lots of conversations, but I will speak to working with him, of course. It was really beautiful because he was so vulnerable and open and able to come in with this humility of, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm going to do my best. And to have that not make him feel like not enough, like he still showed up fully and presently with this security and sense of himself. He's got a great sense of who he is. And I think that lends to him being able to do this because it takes a lot of courage and ability to be vulnerable in the not knowing and in the I don't know, and then to also relate to people and be in a position where you're relying on someone else. You're looking to your scene partner for the answers to help you for all of that. And so I think that experience also lends to the character's journey for him. You know, that discovery of like what it was to be an actor and to get to sit and find his bearings in that role. I think it translates actually in his performance in this kind of unified way. You know, the human and the character going on a journey that isn't dissimilar in having to reach out, to be vulnerable, to open up, to ask for forgiveness, to go on that. So to work with him in that way and have somebody show up like that is so special because you're going back to basics of connecting with someone. It instantly put me in a position where, I wanted to help as much as possible. Um, and it was so nice to get to have those conversations and to see his journey throughout it and to watch him grow as an actor. Yeah.
That's so cool. And you two have some great scenes together. You really do. I love the the chemistry there. And it's funny you say being vulnerable on screen because I can only imagine that music would be the same way. Like there's this sort of bearing of your
Yeah.
soul through song, and that's sort of
Yeah.
on point with where the film is going. I wondered in your
Yeah.
mind, what is that power of music? You know, what is it about music that can change lives?
Oh, yes. I think it's I think it's called sympathetic resonance.
Mm.
Like it's that the actual tone that happens, and it happens with actors because we use our voices and like your body's your instrument, but then even next level, you know, with music, because of how it resonates in your system. You as an audience member taking in a sound, it can resonate in your system in subconscious ways that you're not intellectually understanding or thinking about, but it's creating a somatic body experience of a feeling or an emotion or a state or a place. Like there's a knowledge in our bodies that I think comes out when we're listening to something. And so, be that the actor's voice, like if they're in a moment of grief or in a moment of joy, that experience resonates with us if it's connected in them, you know? And then with music, when you hear, I mean, like Leonard Cohen, what's that great he has that beautiful song like there's a crack in everything and that's how the light gets in like that quote, but if you listen to that song it's encapsulating our human experience in this way that feels so connected in the body and I think allows us to feel and experience something that we don't understand intellectually but we do understand as a human. That's, I think, the power of music. Like, I think it does, and then there's the science behind it. It's about the tones and the resonance and stuff. But yeah, so it's so magical. And I mean, we worked with Joel, who is in the music world, the director, and so I mean, he knows that more than anyone.
It really is incredible. I mean, you have a great team with this film as well, but you're right.
Yeah,
Like, there is something about music that just connects with the soul in a different level. Um,
yeah,
it's remarkable. It's remarkable.
mhm,
I,
yeah.
I I wanted to ask you, pivot off that a little bit, but there's a line in the film that says, "If you feed on hatred long enough, it's going to feed on you." And since we're talking about this, the healing of music, I was wondering how you felt about something like that. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, I think like what we put into our systems matters. Be those ideas, be those people's presence around you, be it food, you know, anything we're ingesting and processing and taking in. And there's definitely something to putting your energy and focus where you want to be. I just thought of in the movie, if it gets you where you want to go, there's that song that comes in.
Yeah.
But it's related to that and yeah, I think what we're putting into ourselves is what we're ultimately choosing and then also becoming, you know? So to be conscious around what that is. And I think, in the movie, Lindsay is culpable of feeding on that from that negative place for a while and allowing resentment to build up and allowing that to to overtake her in many ways. And so he gives her that great gift of being able to have it come out and for it to change then. Yeah.
There's a wonderful scene that you have with Dallas. You're standing in front of a painting. And I love that scene because you're staring at a
Mm.
painting of a road and you talk about it being, you're not quite sure what the image is. It could be one of hope or regret.
Hmm.
In your mind, what do you think the road of this film truly represents?
I think I think it's both ways. I think that it is a road, and I love that scene too. I love that that resonated with you. Thanks for sharing that. Um, I really love that scene because it encapsulates their two opposing perspectives in that moment. And um, for life to be able to exist in this non one way, one perspective place, like for it to exist in both ways and for us to have the capacity to hold these two contrasting ideas at the same time, I think that's part of what it is to be a human. And so the movie, in a way, allows that. I mean, how it ends shows, the potential, in a sense, without giving it away completely. Um, but the idea of both ways shows up. My therapist will bring up Robert Frost's poem, "The Road Not Taken," which is a really great piece of writing, and yeah, I feel like that's useful in here somehow, and also like, which way you end up going, and there's nothing else, and that other path will always kind of be there and unknown, but this is the path that you're on, and it's revealed as you go. David White has a great poem about that as well. He talks about, being in the place that you're at and having to accept that completely and that it's then revealed. Everything's revealed. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And actually there's an interest going back to the road image here. There's a scene where Ronan is talking to, I think it's to a friend of his or something, and he's saying that if there's a road to redemption, it's going to be through your music.
Mm,
Like this road just keep, I know it's the theme, but it really is
yeah.
used well in this story. But
Yeah.
in your mind, for Lindsay and Ronan, what do you think it takes? What do you think it means for Ronan to find a road to redemption in her eyes?
I think he ultimately finds it in himself, but I think we also all rely on other people. Like to be human is to be in connection. I don't think any of us do well alone, and I think at the end, what they discover together is that they're able to be apart, and that they can come together from this place that they're now both individually in and meet each other there and be in connection. And so, although I think her forgiveness, and her acceptance of him is very important to him, I think he'd also be okay and be on the road without her by the end of the movie, even if that's not where it starts, And I think that that's how he can meet her and how she can meet him. But where he gets to in terms of that is what allows that to happen. When he starts to actually mean what he's saying, he's doing it for the right reasons because he actually feels those things. And there's kind of a shift in the movie where that happens and she starts to clock it. Yeah.
What do you hope people take away from Soul's Road?
I hope people take away the feeling that they have at the end. I think it was so cool to get to do the PR tour across Canada and take the film to all the different cities because each audience had a different takeaway and feeling they were coming out with, and there's something representative of our country and then also the different sections of Canada with that. But there was an openness to people, a heart forwardness to people afterwards. You could see the impact, how it how people felt touched. And there's so much music throughout it as well. So of course they're also going on this, and the composer, he did an excellent job in scoring it, um, because that's all resonating in people's systems too. And so I think it's the feeling of possibility and the feeling of, if you have kind of messed up in your life, that there's an opportunity to repair. There's an opportunity to have the courage to address it, to own your mistakes and own the version of yourself you had to be to survive or whatever, and to reach out and to repair and to make connection and to start from then how you want to be and how you want to be in the world. Yeah. I think ultimately that's the message. It's the feeling and then that message. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And you mentioned it being, doing this across Canada, it's a Canadian film,
Yeah.
that it feels like it could be anywhere. It's
Mm.
really, it's such a sweet film. I fell in love with it, and I really do appreciate the chance to chat with you about it. Thank you so much, Camille.
Thank you so much, Steve. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it too. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Also, I
Okay.
saw you're an Indiana Jones
I
fan.
am.
Me too.
I
I grew
am.
up on that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
my
nice.
indie pop. Where is he here?
Oh,
Here he is. I got this one here too.
oh, I love that.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
I got a
Yeah,
little bit of everything back there. It's
that's
funny.
sweet. Yeah, that's so awesome.
Oh, that was great. Thanks so much, Camille. Have a
Great
great
to
day.
chat with